Hello everybody, this is Carol from Friendly Quail. I'm here today to show you the results of the Try Something New Tuesday with the cardstock made out of book pages. If you didn't see that video, I will link it below so that you can watch it to see how we made this. It really turned out quite well, I think. This is a piece that I made from the music paper, and it's 3 layers, and maybe you can hear it sounds like cardboard. It's it's not a heavy cardstock, but it's just like cardstock. And then what I did is I put on the back of each of these, after I cut them up, I put some the coffee dyed paper and glued that on and let that dry, so that has a journaling spot now. So now it's 4 wide and it's really quite sturdy. So very easy to use for your tags. I have a number of them that I've got ready to do. I tried decorating some, and I'm going to decorate a few others with you today. So I'm really glad you're here. Thanks for being with me, and I really appreciate all of you, new or one of my regulars. I decorated a few of them to show you. This is some of the music paper. I ripped a piece of paper and put it on. I have a little lace on here, and then this is a fussy cut from a wildflower book, and then a label. And I sewed around the edge with my variegated thread, which is black, tan, red, I think. And I really like how that turned out. Here's another one on music paper. This one I did a little bit of zigzagging around, and I made the corners a little rounder than this one. I did round these, but small. And again, I have a little piece of paper on here, a label. I have, this flower is one of Tim Holtz's flowers from years ago. I've got some yet. And a butterfly. And I thought that turned out really nice too. This one here, I made a little journal card, a little paper on here, a label, a butterfly, and I just have a little lace stuck on here too. Here's another journal card, a little paper here, a label, the Tim Holtz flower, and a little bit of lace on there too. This is, I had a skinny piece left over, so I made a skinny, tall, skinny one, almost like a bookmark size, but tall, skinny one. And I put some things on here. I've got some threads that are just bundled up under here, and I thought that turned out really nice. And here's one on music paper with a little paper, a little bit of lace, couple of labels, and this is one of those cardboard things you get at Dollar Tree or one of the dollar stores in the craft department. And then I soaked them apart and I embossed them with embossing powder and a little fabric up here and stitched around it. This one I don't have a topper on yet. I think I'll probably be doing an eyelet, but I haven't done it yet. But I did sew around it. So this was just book page with a little paper up on the top, a little lace on the side here, and then a Tim Holtz flower. And I thought they turned out really cute. So I'm going to do a few more, but I'm going to add a couple of little twists to them. I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to do something to this to make it look a little bit different. And I think what I might do is do it right on here. I like to take my, this is my walnut stain and distress ink. And I'm going to put a little bit of water on it. ugh, this is getting stuck. Here we go. Okay, and then I'm going to just dip it in this so that I get some of it on it. Not everywhere necessarily. Okay, so I've got some interest, some different interests on it. And I'm going to let this dry and come back to it a little later after it's dry. Okay, let me put it to the side. And I might just use that and put some on here as long as I've got it. Couple more. Probably wouldn't have needed as much. It grunges it up a little bit more even though it was old paper. This just grunges it up more. So I like that. Okay, I'll let these dry. I'm going to clean this up. And a little paper towel here. Okay. I've got lots of stuff over on my desk because I wanted to try to use a lot of different things, not have all of them look alike. So here's one I have, and I have picked out some things to put on, and I have distressed around the edges of the things that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to put this up here on the top. This is a piece of blue and white lace. Let's see, I'm using Fabri-Tac. And this will get sewed over when I sew the edges of the card. So I'm kind of putting it even with the top. And you can put a little bit, since this one's kind of a big piece of lace, I might put a couple dots down here to hold it down. Maybe even a little more here in the corner. Now, another thing you could do is you could put, before you put on the dyed paper on the back, you could run it through an embosser. All right, this is a piece of Tim Holtz ephemera. I'm going to use my art glitter glue for that. All right. So I pulled out lots of different things, and some of these things I haven't used for a while. Like I have a whole bunch of these. Those were Tim Holtz, and I didn't use them for quite some time now. So I'm going to put that on there. This is going to go on here, and then the little kids are going to go like this. So here, I want it about 3/4 inch above and about 1/4 inch from the side. Okay. It's about right. And my little kids are here. I wanted to make this video like, I don't know how many hours ago. I had it all ready and I was just gonna start. And then somebody came by and they were doing the weed whacker on our lawn. I live in a 55+ community, and I put that down just a little bit. And they do, we have an HOA, and so we pay for our lawn care through that, so we don't have to do it, which is really nice. And but they came over and they started doing like a weed whacker, doing the edges. Then they got finished with that, and I was just going to start again. And then the lawnmower came, and then they got finished mowing the lawns around here, and it was just quieting down. And then the guy came to clean our roof, which my husband set up. I mean, we knew that they were coming, But it was just kind of funny because it was like every time I was going to get started, there came someone making noise, and it's all good, but it just was kind of a joke. Okay, I'm going to try to make my video again. What's going to make noise this time? So now all I have to do is sew around that, and that'll be a nice journaling card. All right, let's see. You can make these kind of like seasonal. Like I'm going to make this one Halloween. I'm going to round the corners, and let's see, maybe I'll do the medium one. Sometimes when you sew around it, if you don't have the large one, it makes it a little bit easier to turn the corner. This is really, you know, it's thick enough that it's, maybe I would, if I used my, it would be one I could use my corner chomper on, because those work better for big things. So there we go for that. I pulled out a few other things. This is just some leftover washi tape I had, and it has paper on the back. I'm going to use part of that on here, and it just happened that I had cut this off and used the other half on something else. And this says Nightshade, and it has a pumpkin on it. It says Miss Pomeroy's, and it's got something on there, you know, so it kind of fit. This says Webmaster, and there's a spider. So it kind of fit with Halloween. So I thought I'm going to use that. And this stuff is terrible to get off unless you can give it a cut. But sometimes it cuts too much, and it cuts through the whole thing like that. And that, because the actual stuff isn't that thick. So I always leave a little extra so that if I have to cut some off and redo it, come on, that I still have some. It's just terrible to get apart. I think I might have it. Nope. No, it's not working. Try again. See if I can do it lighter and still get through this plastic. Nope. See, it wants to go through the whole thing. Oh, another thing I do sometimes is, where is it? It should be right in here. I got my, here. I went and got a blood draw this morning. They had to do it on both arms, and I'm a mess. Okay. Sometimes it helps to use this to kind of catch the edge. It's like those washi stickers that have that plastic on it. They're really hard to get the edge up, and this stuff is not easy to work with, and I would not buy it again, even though I like the designs. Well, I think I might have gotten it to rip without. Okay, good. Got it. Woo! All right, and part of it's going to hang off the edge, so I'm going to let that hang off the edge. I'm going to put this on here. And then cut the extra off and throw it out. Got a little bit up here too. Okay, so that's my start with washi tape, because you can use pieces of paper like I did in some of the other ones, you know, and I'm just trying to come up with some different things so that they don't all look alike. All right, let me get this put aside so I don't cut myself. Put that aside. Here we go. I'm going to use, I should have put that back in there. This across the top. This is just, I went in my little bin where I have different things. So I'm going to just put some Fabri-Tac across the top. And a blob of it. And then lay this, I got 2 pieces actually. I'm kind of twisting them up together. And I'm just going to lay it on top of here. And I will cut that off a little bit later. So you can use, that's yarn. This is a piece of fabric that has sparklies. Actually, this was a piece of ribbon. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this. And put it on kind of over here. And this is just some thread. I'm bundling up and I'm going to kind of put that, you know, here somewhere. So I put a little blob of that. And then this was just a little piece I had cut off of something else. It was left over. And I'm going to put some of this on. And just put that kind of over the top edge of that, like that. I'm going to put this ribbon that says Happy Haunting on. I may as well use this because it's going to be on fabric. In fact, I'm going to kind of put it underneath this a little bit. There we go. And my little girls are going to be like here. I want this poison thing to be down here. Our glitter glue worked for that. Can you tell I had the pin in my mouth? Naughty girl. I was always told not to do that. Okay, so we got that. And then I have this little 31. I'm going to use some of the Fabri-Tac on that. So vary the things that you put on, because depending on what you're making, there we go. This, where's my sharp scissors? I had a little one out here, but I don't know where it is. I always put something on top of it and then I can't find it. So it happened the other day when I was looking for something. It was right there. It was just underneath something. Oh, I didn't put them on. Pushing that down because it wasn't flat. All right, and I've got this also pre-distressed. And get those little kitties on there. They reminded me a little bit of those twins in The Shining, except these are like 2 sisters, I think. It also reminds me of me and my younger sister. She was only a year younger, but she always looked a lot smaller. She was smaller. And she was always considered the cute one. Everybody would come up and be like, oh, she's so cute. She had this blonde, curly hair, like really blonde, that white blonde when she was little. Mine was dark blonde, and I was a lot bigger than she was, and nobody ever told me I was cute. for a long time. There we go. Now all I have to do is sew around that one. So I used another, you know, like some fabric and yarn on that one. So you can vary that. And let's see. Here's another one. This is going to be a little bit bigger of a journal card. That's okay. And I'm rounding the corners. I love this corner rounder. It works better than a lot of other things I've used. So on this one, I have these little paper ruffles that I had made. And I'm going to put one of those on. I'm just putting some art glitter glue on it. And I'm just going to kind of put it in near the side and approximately the same distance, top and bottom. This is going to go down here, so I'm going to put that on. Okay. I auditioned everything and put it out, but sometimes that takes me so long I don't like to do it on camera. All right, and this is going to go up on top. Up here. All right. And then I have this nice little woman here. And I've already rounded the corners on here. So she's good. I'm going to put her onto this, onto the fabric ruffle a little bit, and then I have a little bit of lace, just a little chip piece that's left over from me cutting stuff up. And I'm going to put a little Fabri-Tac on that. And I'm just going to kind of put that on the edge of her picture like this. All right, we'll get the glue closed up. And I'll do the edges and then it'll be ready for I should have did this other one first. I know I'll do that one next. So that's ready. I was thinking that for this one I would do a little bit of black speckling on it. And I'm using bits and pieces of things that I already did. So let me get this on because that's okay if black gets on that. Ooh. Yesterday my sister called and we talked for like over an hour. I hadn't talked to her for a while. I had my surgery and she also had around the same time had her knee replaced. I'm putting this on here. What I don't want to do is get it on here. So I think this is going to go down here. I don't care if I get it on that. So let's get some glue on that. All right. And then if I spatter, I always do it in something like this. This is my messy box. And even then I still get it on things. So let me get my ink. You can spatter with ink Or you can spatter with black paint. This is India ink. I'm just going to put a little bit out on this cardboard right here. This is what this is. Bombay Black India ink. Okay. And then I use my brush like this and get some on it, and then don't want to get it on my clothes. I didn't take into account how much I would have to get it to even get it on the brush. And I do a little bit more. These last a really long time. That gives you a little bit different look too, so they don't all look the same. Oh, I smeared one of them when I moved it. Oh well. I'll leave that there for now. Let that dry for a minute. Okay, I'll do this one while we're waiting for that to dry. Okay, I have this that's part of a film, and it's just like the end with nothing on it. And I'm going to get that put on here. I'm not going to glue the entire thing down. I'm just going to kind of glue the top and the bottom. And put that on. Eventually that will dry. I think I need it a little bit further down though. Okay, so that's going to be kind of my underneath thing, or that thing that makes it stand out. I've got one of my tickets that I bleached and then spattered with Distress ink. Used to be orange or something like that. Okay. This goes on the other one. Here we are. This is going to go down here. This is it's like a gas rationing ticket. You could get 50 cents worth of gasoline. And I'm going to put these guys on. I'm going to sit them on this so they look like they're sitting. And then I want to put this up here. So let's get them a little lower. And then that'll be kind of on top of the other one like that. Okay. Get this one on. This I just made by taking a math book page, and I put the label shape around it and cut it out. Okay. This one will also get something put up here. All right, now let me take this and say, okay, where do I want that to be? Right above this double hole note right there. It's a little longer than it needs to be. I'll cut off the excess after. I've got glitter on my hands from that orange sparkles from the ribbon on the Halloween one, because I had glue. Okay. There, get that put on. Excess glue. Just cut this little bit off. There we go. All right. And here we go with this. Oh, I forgot to do them. I would know because it would have it on the back. Let me get that out and do that. In fact, I probably forgot to do this and this, but they're pretty grungy already. Get that. My friend Hannah would take her brush and do this on paper and just go over the edges. She's better than I am. Made by Grenath. She has so many good ideas. I went back and looked at her her old, previous, I should say, different use it or lose it videos that she does on Wednesdays, because she has so many good ideas for making, you know, different kinds of things on your journaling cards. So I got ideas from her of like, use a focal point, put something underneath it, use labels, you know, all that type of thing. So if you don't follow her, you might want to go and subscribe to Made by Grenath. She's from Sweden, speaks excellent English, and all of her videos are in English. And she's just a wonderful person. So I'm going to do the edges now. And as soon as I get my thing back in, and then this will have to have something at the top. Might be a slot with fabric. It might be something with yarn or string. I was looking at down which one I did. Yeah, this one I did like a slot. Let me get it. I did one of those slots. I have that special punch and then put some fabric through it. So I kind of like that. So let's get this nice and grungy looking on the outside. So that would be one of these tools. It's for making name tags. And you go ahead and punch it out. Now I've got a nice little oval, long oval slot. I'll put something through that. All right, now I'm going to go back to this one. I wish I wouldn't have smeared that, but I think it's going to be covered up by our flower anyway, so that's a good thing. This I fussy cut out of some washi tape. I have a thick washi tape that has flower after flower on it. You just like all up and down the rows, so you can see how much easier that came off of here. Then the other one, get started. Come on. And I am going to use my glue stick on it to make sure that it's going to stick. Because some of them don't stick real well. Getting this off here. Okay. All right. Now this is going to be coming out like this. Okay, and I'm going to leave this one up a little bit because I believe that will go over this picture. So I got some little speckles on that, even though I tried not to. It went over the edge. All right, this is going to go on like right here. Maybe not. Thought I had that so it went above. I can see a white line on the edge of here. Even though I did this. Okay. It's going to have to go up a little higher. I wish I would have left this up. Maybe I can lift it a little. Yeah, I can. So this can go under it. Yeah. I'll glue that back down after they're on. Wonder what else I got my black dots on. Didn't want to all stay in the box. Okay, that'll work. Re-glue that. That's good. Just got a little bit of the paper off of it. Right there. So, again, I'll put something up here. Not sure what yet. After I sew, I don't like to put, if I'm putting an eyelet in, I don't like to put it in until after I sew. Because that makes it hard to do. I guess I grunge this one up besides making the spots, so that might be it. If I look back. Let's lay these out then and see what we've done today. Okay. And I had this out and then I still forgot to use it. Naughty, naughty Carol, huh, Anna? Okay, let's see. Got this one, and this one, and this one are the ones that we did, that I just did with you. And I also have this, and this, and this, and this, and I've still got more to do here and here. I still have more to do that from what I made the other day. So this is my my follow-up, and yes, I would do it again. I have so many book pages. I think it would be worth doing it, and if they're little book pages, you can use the whole thing for a journal card or something. So I think it's great, and you can do it, just do it up so many different ways to fit with whatever kind of journal you're making. So I hope you try it. It's you have to make sure you use that spreading out tool like in the video from Tuesday, and then it works just great. And they warped a little bit when they were wet, and then they laid out flat when they were dry. They warped again when I put the paper on the back, and then they laid out flat when it dried. So it worked out pretty good. So I would definitely do that again. And it's not the same as a masterboard because that would have a whole collage on the back, but you can make it interesting by what you put on, like with the paper, and I put the raffle and, you know, the ribbons and things like that, this background here. So we've got lots of ways that you can make things look different, even if you're using the same background. I mean, this is the same background as that, and it doesn't look the same. So try it. You'll like it, I think. And if you have a lot of book pages like I do, it was a good way. It's a good way, and I hardly used any of them up. I have tons more. So I'm going to let you go. Thanks for being with me today. Do something every day that you love to do, because that's the secret to happiness. And I will see you in my next video soon. And I might put another encore up for pockets this weekend. I just want to get them out there again and remind myself how to do all these different pockets, because I forget too. So thanks for being with me. This is Carol from Friendly Quail saying bye.